Hi, this is Angie, and I thought I'd share this idea using Anna Griffin's Flower Cart Craft Box. It's a series that she has. It's been out for a little while, but I just got mine out and started playing with it, and a lot of Anna's stuff actually reminds me of how it can be used with a mashup with Disney, Disneyland, Disney World. And this one here, the flower cart, reminded me of the time when Disneyland used to have flower carts on Main Street. In fact, they still have carts on Main Street, but now I believe they're used for selling fruit and stuff. But I have an example here of back in the day when they had flower for sale on Main Street, which I made this first card of Anna's using the flower cart set as an easel pop-up, and that just reminded me of doing this with Disney. And I have made this with a Minnie Mouse with my Cricut, and I thought I'd redo that here today. So these are the supplies you'll need. Anna's craft box for the flower cart box set, and the dies that are included with it. And then I used A Day at the Park from Color Play, this balloon stamp, and I also used this memory stamp. And then I cut out with my Cricut this Minnie Mouse. You could use a sticker. I printed it out on photo paper just so that it is bright. And then I have an ink pad from Anna Griffin, a little bit of ribbon for the balloon, and then I also used Simple Stories Say Cheese 4. I used these two patterns for this card, and then I used some white shimmer cardstock for the actual cart, and then just some white cardstock for the balloon. So let's get started. I also have some foam dots, squares, and my paper trimmer to get this started. And I'm using the Anna Griffin Empress die cut machine to cut out all of my dies. So first off, you have your flowers, and then some extra pieces. This is the awning. This is the little deck that it stands on. You get extra pieces to put on your card, sentiments if you choose. And then here's the two main dies. Easel stand, the die for the sentiment to hold up your card, and your wheel. So we're going to cut these pieces out and start assembling. So I'm going to use my paper trimmer and just trim off a piece. And this is the sandwich for this, is the clear plate, the metal plate, the magnet, your paper face up, your die face down, and then your A plate on top, and then you can run it through. Get this out. And then you can save your pieces You can use those as inserts in a different version if you like. But you can see here with the shimmer paper how nice and shimmery or it shines it is, and it cut out nice. We'll need a 5x7 piece for the base card. So you want to fold on your score lines. And you can use your bone folder to get a nice straight score press. So for this one, we're going to put adhesive on the back. Center it to your card. And we're just going to eyeball it. I'm going to set this aside And we're going to build our cart. So we're going to put some foam on the back of this. I like to use tweezers to pull off the tabs. And then I also use a lint roller to collect all my bits and pieces so it's not making such a huge mess. Okay. Looks like I have a little piece stuck there. So we're going to line that up. I should put 2 down here on these legs. So next we're going to need some stickers of flowers. I used this set, and then I used 3 individual flowers. And use these as hanging flowers. We'll put them under the awning, and I kind of clipped off part of the pot so that there wasn't so much hanging. So I'll take the back of this off. And slip this in here. And I tried to get that down quite a ways, because if you were to look at the picture from the actual carts in Disneyland, they were just sitting down in the stand. I'm going to clip off some of the pots so that they can sit lower. And then let's put these on. Okay, those are going to go right about there. I'm going to grab an awning. Now this comes with a score line, a couple score lines actually, depending on how you want this to sit. So I'm going to fold it back. Against those crease marks. So it looks a little more three-dimensional. And then I just need to trim off part of the top because the whole thing doesn't need to be sticky. So I'm gonna lay this up here and then burnish it down. And you've got your cute little awning. And now we can make sure to get these pots up here so that they're, looks like they're hanging. I'm gonna stick them down. And then there's also some other stickers for like the box part right here. This is the version I used. And it's so nice that these are just stickers. You just peel the back off and stick it on. You don't have to fuss with double-sided adhesive or wet glue. Just pop it on. And it's got some foam tape in it to give it dimensional, so. And then a basket at the bottom. Now to make sure that this all lines up right, oh, we need to put our wheel on. Got our wheel on, and then our basket, and we want to make sure that this sits even with the wheel, or at least the outside layer of the cart, so that when we stand it up, it's even. Same with Minnie Mouse. So I'm gonna put some foam dots on, or foam squares. About where she should line up. You don't want her shoes sticking out past there. That should be good. And then lastly, for the front of the card, I have these balloons and a piece of ribbon. So this is where I used, it was a combination of stamp and then the die cut that comes with it. So let's stamp that out. And I don't have a block out at the moment, so I'm just going to use the back of the stamp, or the cover of the stamp pad. Now, I cut two and just layered them. So here's one. And two. And then you can just run this back through. Okay, so now we have both balloons, and the edges didn't ink up quite as well, so just to give it some extra coverage, I'm just gonna kind of ink up the edges. That looks better. And then lastly, I used the stamp memories. And we'll do the same thing. Just stamp it and then die cut it out. okay. And then I realized that after I used the word memories, this is the only one that doesn't have a die to go with it, so I just fussy cut this one out. And then I inked the edges on this one too, just to give it a little more definition. Okay, we'll set that aside. And then we're going to put some foam squares on this. Then we have our stopper. Now you could use some wet glue for this. I just have my tape gun still. Does anybody still use this? Now there's sentiment cards to go with this too. I picked the gold one. You could do pink, although I don't like the pink with the red. So we'll go back with the gold. Good grief. Okay. And now that needs to go down towards the bottom, center it. Place your stopper on. I overlapped it a little. And then lastly, we just need to add adhesive to this and add our balloons. Do you want to center that up? And it's standing up nice, so I'm just going to layer these balloons. I'm going to layer it that way. You get them a little closer together. So they're not totally hanging off the page. And a few more foam squares. We should be good to go. I used a little bit of this thin ribbon. And then you can tuck that underneath. So there it is. We have our mini card with the flower cart. And I have many more ideas with Anna's dies coming up that has a Disney touch to it. So follow along and we can make some more Disney Anna Griffin mashups together.